Good, good. Oops. Let me see if I get this little fix there for you. All right, there we go. And most importantly, we have to record this. So let's get this thing recorded and we'll continue. All right, everybody. So welcome, everyone. My name is Fausto from Cybertrade University. Hopefully, you guys like that quick little video that we had set up for you. Kind of hear the feeling and seeing people just like you to see if trading is something that you want to do and something that you would like to do. So basically what I'm going to look to do today is I want to introduce you, teach you guys a little about trading. You obviously know what's been going on. It is really crazy. I mean, we just got over a pandemic and now we're looking at a World War III. So some of you are looking at just looking at your portfolio, see what's happening with the market, seeing what's happening with energy stocks, see what's happening with oil. I mean, you thought you missed the boat with the pandemic. Now, guess what? You're seeing it probably something even bigger now than ever before. You know, we didn't have the crash yet. I mean, the market has been extremely volatile. We were up about 400 or 500 points, then we came back down. So a lot of great volatility. But the thing is, you need to know how to play the game. And what I'm going to do is this. In the next hour, I'm going to teach you how to find iceberg orders and how to learn false breakouts. Now, what the hell does that actually mean? Well, listen, some of us are starting to realize maybe you get a little nervous. You see what's happening with maybe your portfolio. You don't know what's going to happen with Russia. You see what's happening. You saw what happened with the pandemic with China. You saw this market tank and how it came back, maybe missed those big rallies. See, your issue is you need to have a team to trade with. You need someone to teach you how to play the game, and that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to show you how everything goes. Now, before I get started, everyone, does anyone here, have you guys ever watched this, seen me before? If it is, tell me the first time, is the third time, is the fifth time. I just like to get to know everyone to see who's in the room. Steven, you never seen me before. Okay. Everyone else, what about you, Andreas? Bill and Mike and Admit. Second and third time here before. Okay. Many times, Wendy, obviously. Good to see you again, Wendy. Thanks for coming. A couple of times. Met you at the DTI presentation, Allison. All right, good. All right. So before we get started, I'll just let you know, guys, I am not making any guarantees. I am not going to make any promises or anything. I just want you to know that this is strictly educational purposes. Please pay attention. We don't make recommendations. And, you know, you can lose a lot of money in trading. So I just want to clarify that. Now, anything I do is obviously doesn't mean there's going to be guaranteed it's going to work out. But you should listen what I have to say, and hopefully it's something that you might adapt to you. Now, you could listen. Most people out there can be self-taught, you know, and try to do it on their own, but it really doesn't work. All right. You know, you work really hard for this money. You got to know how to go out and do it, and you got to surround yourself. So this is what I'm going to talk about today. I'm going to talk about how to find the best stocks to trade. I'm also going to talk about just let me got it right here. We're going to talk about how to find and compete with the big money orders, meaning I'm going to show you how to actually go out there and find these big block orders, seeing how these market makers, these institutions, the high frequency trades, the dark pools, all that good stuff. I'm going to show you how to build a consistent trading plan, which all of us would be nice to know that we wake up in the morning, we know we're getting ourselves involved in. I'm going to show you how to use what's called tape reading, which is something that we're very well known for. I'm an actual tape reader. If you read any of the old books, they talk about it. I'm going to cover that. And then also I'm going to teach you how you have to treat this like a business. Listen, you got money on the line. You got to know how to play the game. Okay, you just can't go out there and think like, oh, let me take a shot and buy something. You got to be prepared. You got to know who you're competing against. You got to make sure you're trading with a good trading plan of people out there. And that's what we're really going to cover out there. So listen, I've been doing for about 25 years. I love what I do. I've trained people all over the world, tens of thousands of people that have gone through my courses. I probably spoke to over 1 million people already over the years. And it's not a day that goes by I do not enjoy changing your life, all right? But the thing is this, I don't want to go out there and take your money, okay? There's a lot of people out here, and if you're sick and tired of someone that is, because remember, there's a winner and there's a loser. And if you're sick and tired of going out there and having someone go out there and taking the money from you, well, then obviously you want to listen because I'm going to show you how they do that. Now, every Friday, starting this Friday, I'm one of the features at Nasdaq. I educate people how to use something called Nasdaq Total View. Maybe you read about it, but I will be there again today on Friday at 1 o'clock. And like I said, I was a regular guest after the pandemic. I'm starting to go back again. And listen, Nasdaq wants you to know how to play the game. Okay, I'm not just a guest speaker like you see on CNBC or Fox Business or Bloomberg. Okay, I'm specifically an educator because they want you to know how to play the game, and that's what it's all about. Now, how I got started, I don't want to bore you with this. I might not sound like the fun thing, but I think you should know the history of who I am, how I got started, why I'm here, okay, and why I need to teach you. So hopefully some of you will be part of the Cybertrade University community. Now, the way I got started is, you can see this from this picture. Back in 1995, I got started. My God, that sounds like a long time ago, 1995. It's pretty cool, this picture. If you read it, it says a bunch of kids are tormenting Wall Street. I was actually one of those kids working on those little dinky 15-inch monitors. And yes, I used to make money on that little stupid dinky-inch monitor, where some of you have 6 monitors, 27-inch monitors, and you still can't figure it out. The way I learned how to trade was this. You have to surround yourself with good traders. You have to work with a good group. You got to learn from the people that stink at it, that really suck. And you got to learn from the people that are really good, so you know what to do versus the ones that really bad, which not to do. But you can't go out there and do it on your own. And let me tell you this, what I've learned on the first day on the job, I should have never, ever, ever made my first trade, because it didn't matter what Fausto thought. It mattered what the street was doing, and that's where most people make most of their money. Now, how did I learn how to do this the right way? Well, here's a picture of my parents, first generation Italian. They came here after World War II, and for a better life for their family. And my dad always taught me, he says, son, listen, you're here in New York. A lot of people make money in America. If you want to be good at something, go out there and find the people that are very good at it. Don't be ignorant. Don't try to go do it on your own. Try to find out the people that are good at it, and stay away from the people that are bad at it, okay? Learn from them people to know what not to do, but then find out the good ones and stick with them, and then you'll be very, very successful. And you know what? Kind of worked out well for me. Italian food is the best, James. Well, I don't want to be biased, but I could probably agree with you, okay? Listen, I have 2 families. Just my lovely family, Debbie, and my 3 sons, Alex, Max, and Lucas. I've been married for almost 23 years now. And let me tell you, I think one of the great things why I've been married so long is I had the freedom to come and spend time with them, give them a better life, be able to, able to support my wife, that she shouldn't have to take a second job and kill herself like some other people do. And it's really terrible, especially in this economy, that you need 2 incomes to kind of support a family. But didn't really work. It worked out well. I learned from my parents. My mom stayed home to take care of us. I felt my wife should do the same. I just had to make sure I had a job that paid good enough salaries to do that. Now I have my second family, and I want you to hopefully be one of these people that you're seeing up here right now. If you notice, these people are just like you, okay? They are engineers. They're oil and gas people. They are scientists. They're teachers. They're grandmas and grandpas. They're web developers. They're real estate brokers. I can go on and on. They are conductors, police officers, firemen, nurses. Who else? Can I keep going on? I'm going to see if did I miss anybody here? These are the people that are just like you. And if you notice, hopefully you could be one of them. Now, let's get right into the fun part of trading. Why am I here? Okay, Fausto, if you're such a good trader, why are you here talking to us, and why are you teaching us? Why can't you just go out there and, stick with your family and do those nice vacations in your nice home, taking care of your garden and your chickens, whatever you do, okay? Making that great Italian food, right, Shay? So, well, listen, I'm only as good as the people I surround myself with, all right? So this is not the Fausto show. It never was, okay? I have several instructors that work for me, and I do not have an ego, all right? What I do have is I have a talent and a technique that could teach you how I was trained here in New York by some of the best traders in the world. But what I learned is you can't do it yourself. You know what? 2 heads are better than 1. And you need people to trade with to see things that you might not see out there in the market. And it's us all, trading the same stuff together and getting out and winning together and also losing together. Because the biggest problem that people have when it comes to trading, they don't know how to lose. And you know what? I think a lot of you here know what I'm talking about. You go out there and you're like, you got no one that's sitting there yelling at you or telling you to get out of that positions. A lot of us don't, sometimes we're not disciplined enough. Maybe we have a little bit of an ego. Maybe we're going to hope, you know what? But if you surround yourself with good traders and everyone else is getting out, you know what? Maybe it's a good idea for you to get out. But when you're by yourself and that market's tanking and you're hoping for tomorrow and the next day and the next day, and now you're down about 50% on the stock, I think it's time for a change. Now, what I like to do really quick before I get started is I like to get to know a little bit about everyone here. And I like to do a quick poll question. So if everybody could just tell me really quick, how long have you guys been trading? So I'm going to put this in the poll question. So I want to get you guys interacting and getting yourself involved. And, by the way, don't get shy and embarrassed. We got over a few hundred people in here. So just put it in the chat and we'll see how you all do it and we'll share it. Okay, we got give about another minute. Another 5 seconds. Another minute. All right, good. Listen, there's a few people that didn't answer. Answer the question. Do I have to say, assume that you're brand new? So, all right, I can't wait all day. We got a lot to cover. All right, so we got some 10 years, 5 years, 3 years, 1 year, less than a year. So you could see where you fit with everyone else. So we got everyone here walks of life, okay? So that's great. Now, last week, we did a webinar. I noticed some of you here saw me watch last week, okay? Did any of you guys hear me talk about the stock INDO? Anyone heard about this stock, INDO? Will, you did. Allison, you didn't. Jeff, you did. Okay. David, you did. I know we have a lot of students here have heard it in the trading room, Steve, right? Okay, good. All right. So here's a stock INDO. So INDO, you could see it went from $12 and right around 3 o'clock, it ran from 13 to 15. Now that is one substantial mover. Indonesia Energy. We've been talking about energy stocks ever since oil took off, okay? Now, that was just the beginning. Here is basically the date, 3/4/22. I want you to look at these stocks that are in here. Every one of these stocks, and you can go check them out. And look what happened here with that stock. It ran from the $13 to $20 to $40. And this is one day. In 3 days, the stock literally went to $80. $80! Are you effing kidding me? How did you hit that one, Fausto? Listen, who cares? Who cares about INDO? Because there were more energy stocks that did exactly the same. IMPP, $2.50 went to $5, and then it shot up all the way to $8. What is that right there? 400% in 2 days? Not done. 9, NINE. I think 9 was moving again. We were trading it today. Oops, typed it wrong. So 9, you could see right here, ran from $2.50, another energy stock, all the way up to about $7.50 in 1 day. All right. OXI, another one. Petro stock, $48, $56, 1 day. Okay. I'll just keep going. USEG. All right. Grant Brockway did pretty well on that trade. Iceberg order. We're going to talk a little bit about that. 8 o'clock in the morning, great pre-market trading. Look at this. They went from $7 all the way to $10. Market opens up. It goes to 10 to 14. All right. USWS. Stock goes from $2 to $4 in pre-market. You could just trade the morning and make your day's pay. I don't know. Should I keep going? Okay. And then obviously, what happened to the market? It crashed. But these stocks were going up. Which side were you on? Apple, Facebook, okay, Tesla. So why do these energy stocks move? I guess that's everybody's always asking, right? Well, the answer is straightforward. People were buying them. You have to understand something when it comes to trading. The way stocks go up is buyers and sellers, okay? You need to know where the buyers are, and you need to know where the sellers are. Now, let me ask everybody this one simple question. If I was able to show you where 70% of where all the buyers and all the sellers are, what is that worth to you? 70% of the buyers and sellers, what is that worth? What would you pay for that? What is that worth to you? Priceless? Okay, Mike, thanks. John said that would be great. Okay. Lucy said, priceless. Norman says he'll pay $1 million for it. All right. Well, I'm not asking for $1 million, Norman. Anyone else? Think about this for a second. I am actually going to tell you one of Wall Street's biggest secrets. How do I know that? Because I was a market maker. Okay. I was always taught, stop focusing on the past, which most of you are doing. Focus on the future. Don't try to think you're going to beat Goldman Sachs, because you're not. Don't think you're going to go out there and beat, Warren Buffett. You're not. Don't think you're going to meet Blackstone. You're not. But you can work for them, because you could follow their orders through the institutions, through the algorithms, through the high frequency trades. That's what I'm going to show you. So how do these brokerage firms work? Well, there is something called level 2 quotes. Now, do I have it here? Let me see. Hold on a second. You see, I have it here. I'll do this before we even do level 2. Does anyone here have level 3? I'm going to do that. I'm going to do a quick poll question on that. Anybody have level 3 quotes? Wow, we got a lot of people. Okay. All right. So let me go out there and share this. Let me end the poll. All right. So we can see that we got over, if you're not sure, I'll take that as a no. So you're talking over 80% of you don't. 19% of you do. So if you don't even have that, imagine what I tell you about level 4. Now you're thinking, for some of you don't understand maybe what I'm talking about. Well, let me explain to you what it is. Level 2 is what we're looking at right now. And let me explain to you what it is. And then I'm going to tell you what level 3 is. And then we're going to talk about level 4. All right. So right here is where you get to see all the orders. Okay. So let me draw a couple of lines. Okay. So B stands for buyers, S is in sellers. This is the bid. Those are the buyers. S is the sellers. So if you want to sell the stock, you'll be on the right. If you want to buy stock, you'll be on the left. 1, 2, 3. First column is a 4-letter abbreviation of an exchange, like the New York Stock Exchange, Nasdaq Exchange, or brokerage firm. The second column is telling you what that stock is trading at that specific exchange. The third column is telling you how many shares are looking to be bought at that price at that exchange. So whoever wants to buy the stock for the most is up on top. Whoever wants to buy for less money is down at the bottom. So think about this for a second. You have direct access to the market, to the exchange, where you don't have to buy a seat on New York Stock Exchange. You don't have to deal with a broker. You don't got to deal with payment for order flow. You have a seat right now where you can see the buyers and you can see the sellers. Now, that sounds pretty powerful just on that alone. The problem with level 2 is this. It's been outdated since the 90s, and I'll tell you why. This is only showing you what the highest price somebody wants to buy it for and the highest price somebody wants to sell it for. It's not showing you every single order out there in that exchange. Think about this for a second. If you go to the New York Stock Exchange, there's just not one person there buying it and one person selling it. There's hundreds. And the problem is you might see one guy might be looking to pay, whoever wants to pay the most might only want to buy 100 shares. but the guy behind him might want to buy 100,000. You cannot see it in level 2. See what I'm saying? It's pretty outdated, but it's pretty. It moves. It's got some action in it, but it's worthless. You're actually probably doing more harm than good with it. So let's go hop on regarding something called total view. Now, remember, I am going to be on Nasdaq on Friday, because Nasdaq wants you, the general public, to understand. They want you to know how to trade the market. They want you to know how it works, because having a smarter investor will last longer in the market, will be more successful on his own, and won't be blowing up his account. Okay? You have to learn how to drive the car before you could buy it, if you know what I mean. So let's talk about what we got right here. Right now, we're looking at Nasdaq Book Viewer. This is the actual exchange. Now, we're looking at Norwegian Cruise Line. Now, same thing like level 2, all right? You got your buyers and you got your sellers, okay? You got your 3 columns here. You got the price, the orders, and the shares. Now, what you're seeing here is every single order out there who wants to buy it and every order that wants to sell it. Now, I know there's a lot of people here that are asking questions, so I only have about 30 more minutes, and I want to get into the really fun stuff. So I'm going to try to answer the questions best I can, Joe. So please, and everyone else, I'm not ignoring you, okay? So I just want to bang these out as quickly as possible, because a lot of these questions you ask are going to be coming up as we move on. Now, what you're seeing here is you're seeing every order out there of people want to buy it, every single price and every single order. So you now are basically in a chat room, and you're getting to see everyone around the entire world who wants to buy and sell the stock, Norwegian Cruise Line, basically what it is. What time frame this is? This is actual real time, Caroline. This is not delayed. This is not, right now we're showing you a screenshot of it, but this is all real time. And Caroline, at the end of this presentation, I'm going to invite you and every single buddy in here to come join me to see this live in the market tomorrow, okay? But I don't want to waste your time. I don't want you to waste my staff's time. If this is not for you, then you don't continue. But let me show you what it is. And I think every single one of you are going to be like, no, I got to see this live. I want to see if Fausto's full of crap, okay? Because this sounds too good to be true. And let me tell you, I don't want to sound like a salesman, but it really is too good to be true when you start seeing it, because you're going to realize everything you were taught was the opposite. Now, let's say how we use this in everyday trading. We're looking at a stock right here, and you can see right here it started. Hold on, my crayons again. Okay, so here you have, picked the wrong crayon. Yep, this is what I need. Okay, so you see stock right here started around 1360, right? Sell came all the way down around 10 o'clock, hit this price around 1260, went up, hit 1260, went up, hit 1260, went up, hit 1260, went up, hit 1260, and went right back up to 1340. Why from 10 o'clock to 11 o'clock, this stock had such a major problem going lower than 1260? Now, most of you say because it was support. Duh, I know that. But where does support come from? Who makes it? Who decides it? Is it Mr. Fibonacci? Is it Mr. Bollinger Band? Is it Mr. MACD? Is it Mr. Biden? Who is actually making that support level? There's only one way to explain it. Buyers. Buyers are what are making it. And if you look over here on Nasdaq Book Viewer, you'll see it. And, thank you very much right there, Allison, for figuring it out. I don't know if the arrow gave it away, but there's a 181,000 share buyer, and there are 6 people out there that make up the 186,000 that want to buy it at 1260. Now you have to look at it. There are buyers at 200, 1,000, 5,000, 1,800, 181,000. Is that real? Does someone actually advertise that and yeah, Absolutely. And I'm going to show it to you live in the market. And once again, this is not the Fausto software. This is not the Fausto indicator. This is not the Fausto robot. This is Nasdaq, okay? This is the exchange, and they're showing you, hey, Bill, Larry, Will, Caroline, these are the orders out there, and you might want to see who's out there buying it and who's selling it. Now, let's move on because I got a lot more to show you. All right. Let's look at a stock that's going higher. Now, the way we should always been taught how to trade is you always need to have a game plan. You have to know where to get out of a stock. I mean, at the end of the day, nothing goes up forever, right? And you want to know before it gets to that resistance levels. Well, how do you know and how to find the resistance levels? Because you're just the ants on the floor. You're just getting the crumbs. You want to know where the big institutions are, the algorithms, the high frequency trades. Because if you own a stock at 460 and right now it's at $6, that's a pretty substantial profit. But your broker says, oh, the stock's going to 8. Okay, great. That would be beautiful. But how does he really know that? You think I trust his word? You know what word I trust? The guy out here that's looking to sell 42,000 shares. Okay? That's basically what I'm looking for. Because if the stock's going up, what is going to resist it from going higher? Sellers. We look at the sell side, we look at the shares, and bam, right around that price of 625, that's where the biggest seller is. And if you didn't see that when it got there and you held on to it and you listened to some stupid broker telling you or somebody analyst on TV that was going higher, you just went from 625 down to 560, and you just gave away a pretty substantial profit. All right. Milton says, how do you find these stocks in the first place? Milton, that is, I'm also going to show you when you come and join my trading room, but no secret. I just work off the biggest percentage gainers and losers. That's it. Now, not all of them, granted, are what we call tradable, but I look for stocks that just have volatility and action. I don't care what the company does. I have no idea what the stock does. I don't think your spouse cares that you bought a stock that she never heard of, but I think she'll be ecstatic if you bought a stock at 5 for 1,000 shares and you sold it at 6 and you made $1,000. You do that every day. That's $250,000. I don't think she's going to argue and be like, well, why did you buy it? Why don't you buy Apple? Why don't you buy Facebook? Why don't you buy AMD? Why don't you buy Netflix? Because Fausto taught me to make my days pay, and this stock gave me the least amount of risk with the high amount of reward so I can see where the orders are. That's where it comes down. Gaps are not day trading, Milton. Okay, let's go over a couple more examples. All right. Now, I'm going to have a little fun with all of you. All right, everyone. So this is, you guys need to contribute. Go out there. Let's go out there. I want to see you guys answer this question. Okay. So I'm going to do a poll, and I want you to tell me, is this stock going up or down? Let's see how you answer this question. All right. Listen, if you cannot answer this question, don't be offended. You should quit trading right now. Okay. Every single one of you, we have over, like I said, a few hundred people in here. Everyone here should answer this question. Don't be embarrassed. All right. If you said the stock was going down, congratulations, you are correct. If you said the stock was going up, you should quit trading. Okay. I have no idea what made you think the stock was going up. It is clear as day the stock is going down. Okay. So please don't be insulted. Don't feel that you've been disrespected. I'm doing you a favor. All right. Now, if you were joking around and you're like, then I get that. But this is not kidding around. I don't take joking around when it comes to trading. This is money on the line. You want to go joke around? Go out there and go see a comedian. No, don't screw around with someone else's money, including your own. Now, let's move on to the next question. Is this stock going to go to 0? Probably not, right? What do we need for the stock to go up? Everybody, just give me a chat. Will, you're right. Anyone else? Norman, you're right. Gloria, you're right. Bill, you're right. Norman, you're right. Buyers. So let's think about this for a second. So you're telling me we don't need an indicator? So you're telling me we don't need to hear the analyst on TV? You're telling me I don't need to wait for news to come out? You're all telling me that we need buyers, right? Congratulations, you just passed the test. All right. So let's go look at Nasdaq total view. So looking at RIDE. So looking over here where the buyers are, I got a 36,000 share buyer sitting there at 1625. What do you think is going to happen when we get to 2654? I apologize. I looked at the wrong slide. What do you think was going to happen when we get to that? Because out of all the buyers out there, that is the most substantial. That one's the biggest. That's probably close to 50 times more than the average. Right, Dave? Would you think? Exactly, Dave and Bruce. It's probably support, because support don't exist unless you have the buyers. So I would say big buyer must be big support. All right. Without even looking at some stupid heat maps or, tickers and, I don't know what the hell these people have that they use. All right. I really don't. All I know is I'm looking directly at the data. Looking at the chart, guess what it did? Hit that 2650 and went right back up to 2740. If you did that, you bought that stock, you make 80 cents on 1,000 shares, which is the average trade that we usually do. You're talking about $800. You're talking close to about a $200,000 salary, and doing it in a matter of what, 15 minutes? Who doesn't want that job? So, yes, it does look easy, right? And you know what? It is. You know what the hardest part about trading? The greed, the discipline, okay? But this is how trading one-on-one works. Now, I'm not done. Let's go out there and forget about every window, every platform, everything. Let's just go right to the chat room, meaning let's go right to the exchange, and let's just say, if I was to ask you, and this stock big was going up, where would the resistance levels be? Where would resistance levels be? Christian, do me a favor. Save that question for the end. That is an excellent question. I want to answer that, but I don't have time right now. Let me get to the end. I want to answer that, so don't go anywhere. Well, resistance equals sellers. Sellers are located here on the right. And as we work our way down, the biggest substantial seller is right around here, around $6.70. All right. So, did you have to look at a chart to tell you that? No, we're just going to assume by knowing and seeing the orders out there that would be resistance, because resistance does not exist unless the sellers are out there. Guess what? Stock goes all the way up, hits that resistance, comes right back down. Now, think about it. You bought the stock at 1030. It is now, stock is showing no signs of going down. But here you have a big seller. It's about 10 to 20 times more the average of the sellers out there. And if you didn't get out, you went from 670 all the way down to 637. Now, how many times have you traded? And why didn't I sell it? Why didn't I get out? Because you didn't see what everyone else was doing. You got greedy and you didn't have the discipline to do your homework, which is okay. We're going to fix that problem. Now, just to let you know, when I started, I was 22 years old, and I wanted to be very wealthy. I wanted to live a better life. I wanted not to worry about stress out. I wanted to do something that would not get my hands dirty, everything. Now, when I first saw this, I was like, it can't be that easy. And I'm like, and the people I went to get a job with, I was at Castle Securities back then. And I'm like, yeah, no, it is just pretty easy. He says, Fausto, do you think you could help find these big orders? I'm like, damn, I think a third grader could figure this out. He says, okay, good. You want the job? I says, absolutely. Great. This data costs $1,000 a month, which is part of your fee of a desk fee. And then we split the profits. Now, think about that. That all of a sudden, it's like, wait a minute, whoa. 22 years old. This is 25 years ago. I got to come up with $1,000 a month, okay? And then anything I make, I got to split the profits with you? And I'm like, yeah, absolutely. And I'm like, how much will the job pay? He goes, well, the average job here pays about $250,000. And I'm like, is that after the expenses? I'm like, yeah. I'm like, okay, sold. I'll do it. Okay. I see people making money. I see people doing great. And this is what they told me. He says, Fausto, no pressure. I want you to come in here. I want you to just sit because we like you. Because I was actually referred. I knew somebody that worked there. So why don't you sit and watch people around for about a day, and you walk around and you see what they're doing, watch them high-fiving, watch everything else, and then at the end of the day, you tell me you want to do it. And by lunchtime, I was already sold. I didn't have to wait till the end of the day. Now, this is why I'm bringing this up. Some of you are probably falling off your share. I see like 2 or 3 people just logged out. I'm like, $1,000. I could have, and you're right. You should leave. You know what this cost today? $15. $15, and you know what? You are your own boss. You could do it. Now, are you telling me that this data is not worth $15? Okay, when I used to pay $1,000, and I had to split the profits back then, and I had to work for somebody. Like, why would you not do it? But this is why I'm bringing this up. If you're somebody here that's looking for free stuff, oh, but that brokerage firm's got free tickets. He's got free data. I'm telling you right now. You saw that warning sign up in the beginning. I'm warning you right now. Quit trading. Nobody works for free other than charity. Okay? You don't want anybody to work for free for you because that's all they're worth. There's no such thing of free lunches. I heard that you could get a free lunch, but someone paid for it. So there's got to be a catch. Okay? You just want a good deal. That's my recommendation to you. You don't want nothing for free. Because when someone says to me, oh, it's free, you know what I tell them off the bat? Let me ask you a dumb question. How do you make money? That's what you have to ask somebody. That's free? Oh, wow, looks great. How do you make money? Well, what do you care? Well, I do care. How do you make money? Why is it free? You know what I mean? So that's what you got to look at it. Now, remember, I don't work for the brokerage firm. We work together as a team. Okay? So anything I'm telling you, I am brokerage firm neutral. I don't work for them. I don't care who you have an account with. I can only tell you who's going to screw you and who's going to do the right thing. But at the end of the day, if you want to benefit what's going on in the market, you want to find stocks like this, you want to have the right tools, you're sick and tired of being on the losing side and breaking even, well, it's time to sit up and take it to the next level, because at the end of this presentation, I'm going to prove every single thing I showed you live with me, my instructors, my traders, everyone in the room. And you're going to see why I've been in business for 25 years, because you need to follow these iceberg orders. Remember, it's not what's on top of the water, it's what's at the bottom. Everyone look what's on top, but they don't pay and get the tools to see, and because we all know what happened to the Titanic, and it didn't work out too well for them. All right. Now, let's talk about something else. You thought that was good? Let's talk about level 4. Now, level 4 is going to show you something more of a heat map. Now, what this is going to tell me, it's going to tell me how long has that seller's been out there or buyer. Is he adding to his position? Did he decrease his position? So, and not only that, but it's also going to aggregate all the exchanges together. See, right now you're only looking at one exchange. But what about the New York Stock Exchange? We can't see anybody on there. Well, this you can. What about EDGX? What about Archipelago? What about, having them all together? So now you're getting all these exchanges aggregate together, and you're seeing them on a heat map. So let me show you how these things work. We're looking at a stock right here, okay? And you see right here, the stock came right down. And you see this big red line? This guy's been out there since 10 o'clock in the morning. And right now it's at 10:45, and the stock's obviously been coming down. And this red line tells me that this was an order, and the guy got filled. And those bulls, what they mean is, red means sales on the bid, green means sales on the offer, transactions on the offer. So apparently the guy's getting executed. And now we're coming up to this really big red line for about 229,000 shares. Now, what do you think is going to happen when you get to this big buyer, in theory? What should happen, everybody? Should the stock go up or go down? Okay. Now, let's look at the chart. Does the chart tell you that? I don't see anything. I don't see that big 220,000 share buyer. I don't see crap, okay? I just see, it is going down, it's trending down, and I know there's people out there that says, oh, it's a teacup rule, it's a bear flag, screw that stuff, okay? The end of the day is this. Look what just happened. That's a big, fat, red ball. Look at the bottom. Big, red bar. Meaning that seller that we just saw, 220,000, is now down to 12,000. What is happening to that buyer, fellow traders? What are you seeing that's happening right now? What do you think is happening? What did we learn so far? That's right. He's getting filled. He's getting executed. Somebody is actually selling it to him, right? Think about this for a second. You ever go out there and buy a stock and oh, the stock is coming to support levels. I finally got his support levels. Stock's going to do great. Yeah, great. Okay, no problem. What happened to that stock? Let me see. I got something here. What happened? Guy got filled, right? Sometimes it breaks it. Now look at it. It finally broke it. Now the stock's at 1490. What do you want to do? Hold the stock? 220,000 share buyer just got filled. Does the chart tell you that? I don't think so. Does an indicator tell you that? I don't think so. Hell, I don't even know what the hell that even says. What do we got? Bollinger Bands, MACDs, stochastics? What the hell is that stuff anyway? People actually understand that too. All right. Does a chart tell you that? I mean, does a level 2 tell you that? No, we didn't see those buyers get done. You can see the stock is on a downtrend, but you don't see it. Guess what? Not only did it break that buyer out there, but it went all the way down to 14.20. Remember, we were looking at the stock when it was at $14, $15. Now it's at 14.20. There's nobody there. The stock went all the way down to $12. Those buyers got hit over and over and over again. Now, finally, it found the support level at 12 and finally went up. Let me ask all of you guys a question because we're running out of time here. Do you ever feel that every time you buy a stock, the stock goes down, and every time you sell it, it goes up? Ever happened to anyone? Always, right, Brad? Nita, happens all the time. Let me tell you something, okay? Don't believe what you hear. These people are not watching you. You are not watching them. That is your problem. If you knew where they were, you would be there also. If they're not buying, you're not buying. If they're not selling, you should not be selling. If they're buying at these prices, you should be buying at that price. If they're selling at that price, you should be selling at that price. Stop pretending, looking at the past. What I am teaching you is the Holy Grail of reading the future. This is how market makers trade. This is how traders on Wall Street trade. How do I know that? Because that's what I was. So stop making things more complicated than what it is. Yes, these are what we call iceberg orders. Here's another example. It's called a ladder effect. This guy kept bidding it up at $1.40. Look at this. Bids it up, bids it up, bids it up. 100,000, 50,000. Look at the stock. Stock keeps going higher and higher. There's just so much stuff I could show you. And I'm going to show you all this stuff live in the market. Because you know what? I'm almost out of time. And it all looks great, but you need to see this in the market. Because we practice what we preach. Because if you think this is good, wait till you see some of the stocks that you were in and see what they're doing. This is why Cyber Trade University, which, by the way, you probably will never hear this from any other guru out there. We're endorsed by more brokerage firms than any other school in the industry. And let me tell you something. If you ever want to learn from anyone, they should be endorsed by brokerage firms. And let me tell you something. These brokerage firms, don't worry about doing your homework. They do background checks on us. They do credit checks on us, okay? They go to the Better Business Bureau, okay? Believe me, they don't want Fausto Pugliese doing a presentation for them, knowing that I'm a cheat, a scammer, you know, whatever it is. And believe me, there's some really bad people out there, you know, but there are also a lot of good ones too. But if you ever want to do business with anyone, they should be endorsed by brokerage firms. Now, this is what I'm asking all of you to do. I want to invite every one of you to watch this live, okay? I don't know if you guys ever been in a live trading room, but we started the original trading room. You probably bump into a few of them. This is the original one. It's a lot of work for us. We're live. We broadcast live, okay? We actually start trading at 8 a.m. in the morning Eastern time, and we're trading all the way up sometimes past 4 o'clock. We do live commentary from 9 a.m. to 10:30 and 2:30 to 4. In the middle of the day, listen, you don't got to be there all day. You could be there in the morning, you come in the afternoon, it doesn't matter. But we want you to see and not judge us on our winners. I want you to judge us on our losers. Because that's what I really focus on more than anything. I don't care about winners. The winners are just, you know, everyone brags about winners, you know, but nobody talks about losers. You know, your biggest problem is you have a problem getting out of positions. You have a problem taking a loss. And I want you to see how few we have. Now, regarding about some questions people ask, because I saw some of them come up here. Does this strategy work for volatile markets? Oh my God, absolutely. This is all about volatility. Don't you see what's going on right now in the market? You need to be prepared. You have your own IRAs you got to worry about. You got your pension to worry about. You maybe starting a new career. Maybe you don't want to go back to work. Maybe working out of your home is pretty cool. I love my little bubble. I like going outside and feeding my chickens and having great organic eggs. I love going out, taking my wife out to lunch, okay? But sometimes I got to go out there. I got to make sure I can support it. And I'll trade the morning. I'll trade the afternoon. And I'm always out there talking to people like you. How much money do we need to get started is another question. You know what you need to get started? Zero. Don't worry about the money right now. That's the least of your problems, okay? That's the least of your problems. You know what? You got to find out if this is for you or not. There are people who spend money going to college. They're not going to college for free. They're actually paying it. Don't even know if they're going to get a job. I got 2 boys in college right now. It's costing me a fortune. Thank God I did pretty good this year in the market to pay for it, because let me tell you, they don't go to cheap schools, and I don't get any entitlements or any loans. Okay, so you know, I gotta make what I have to make, and maybe some of you know what I'm talking about, but you don't need a lot of money to do this. All right. Now, this is all it's going to cost you. $9 stinking. That's it. $9. That's it. $9. And you know what? Money back guaranteed. Okay. Let me tell you why it's $9. You're probably looking at this like, okay, there's definitely a catch. Okay. Okay. What is the charge after the week? I'm going to answer all that questions. First of all, we're not going to bill you anything past the week. Okay. I don't even know how to do that. I'm not even that business. I don't need the scrutiny. Secondly, the $9 is to show me that I know exactly who you are. So, because I don't know who you are, where you came from, whatever. So if you're serious, you'll get this VIP access to get into the room for $9. And this is what you're going to get. You're going to get 1 week in the trading room. You're going to be able to talk to one of our education advisors. Some people are like, wait a minute, I never spoke to anybody. For $9, I could talk to somebody at your office? Yeah, absolutely. And don't worry, they're not looking to sell you anything. We just want you to have the best experience because we want you to see if it's for you or not. You're going to get hundreds of hours of recordings. You're going to get a premium workshop. You're going to get all this stuff, okay? And if you're interested, I'm going to throw one more last bonus. First 20 people register right now, I will personally give you a coaching class. Now, you're probably thinking about this, Fausto is going to talk to me? You know, why would he want, what's his interest in me? Well, I'll tell you what my interest in you is. I need to make sure that you're qualified in a way to join my room because let me tell you something. If I want to, I could have 5,000 people in my room. You don't want to be in a room with 5,000 people. First of all, there's no way somebody could accommodate it. You're just another number out there, and I'm not looking just to make subscriptions. I am looking for traders I could trade with, okay? I want to make sure you have it in you. I have to interview you. Listen, a doctor's not going to put you under the knife without even looking at your chart and making sure you're a good candidate. You know, there are some doctors don't care and they just want to get paid. I'm not that doctor. I'm not that trader. Okay. So, but I'm not asking you to break the bank. I'm asking you to, give me a shot, come into the room, listen, see why we're endorsed by your brokerage firm, see how I'm going to show you how to find these iceberg orders, see why you've been trading backwards your whole life, and then we'll make a decision if we're going to do this seriously or maybe you should go start interviewing stockbrokers and going back to your day job, which is not really a bad thing because I've seen people blow up their accounts all day long. Now, you got the link right there, all right? Click on that link. Now, very important, I just want to clarify something. When you register, it's going to ask you a little questionnaire. We got 5 questions to ask you. Please let us know who's your broker, have you ever taken training, how much money you're working with. Let us know a little bit about you, okay? These are things that we need to know because the more you tell us about you, the better we can help you and let you know and get you ready for your new career in trading. You paid earlier today, Neo? Oh, yeah, that's right. I did see you. Good. Did you book your appointment, Neo? Did you talk to one of my staff yet to do the walkthrough and all that stuff? If you didn't, I'd probably book an appointment. You heard from my staff? Just let me know. All right. Yes, good. Thursday, you have your appointment? Perfect. All right. Now, listen, you don't have to start tomorrow. I mean, I don't know if it's too soon. You could always say, when you talk to your education advisor, tell them you want to start maybe on a Monday, or when you come back, whatever it is. I think you should start immediately. I mean, you see what's going on with the market. You got to know what's going on right now. I mean, listen, the market drops 10,000 points. That could happen. We could look at a World War III. I don't know what the hell is happening. But let me tell you something. I've been through the financial crisis. I've been through the internet bubble. I've been through 9/11. I've been through the virus, Hurricane Sandy. I mean, and now I'm going through a psychotic in Russia that now we don't know what's going on with oil. And, but you got to learn how to play this game. All right. Could be Black Monday. I wasn't involved in 1987, though. All right. All right. Just a couple of shout outs for some people that are registering. What do I got here? I'm just looking at here. Sarah just got your registration. Welcome aboard. Actually, let me look at a different screen over here. It's hard to look on my phone. Where are we? Oh, there we are. Just going to do a couple of shout outs. Who else we got here that registered? Curtis just got your registration. That must be you. Let's keep chatting away. Who else we got here? Christian got your registration. Ken, got your registration. Welcome aboard. Sky, got your registration. Perfect. All right. I'm in, but I have to join later tonight. Will, that's fine. Just click on that link and register. It'll only take you about less than 2 minutes to register. It's pretty much one click. Dan says, I'm already in. I'm learning faster than ever. You know what? I like that. Let me share that in the room. Some people need to see that. Dan, how do you like those stocks that we traded? Like some of them. Unbelievable, right? We had some great big winners that made some big pops. Even today, I mean, this one right here. Let me bring up this one right here. This stock was awesome. Well, it's a little cheap, the KLY, but some of these stocks, just like 9 went great. Look at $1 to about $8. There were a couple of big ones. PLM did really good today. That one popped this morning in pre-market, and then right here made a nice move. All these are big orders that were moving. What else that was moving? This one's also pretty good too. These are all fuel stocks. This one had a nice little move today. It ran from at 10 o'clock, ran from like $1.40 all the way to about $2.70. I focus on the expensive stocks. So that's another thing I want to tell you. So I was trying to tell you, you don't need a lot of money to do this. All right. Because if you don't know what you're doing, you get caught one of these things come crashing down on you. You don't want to get caught on a short squeeze. All right, let me give you that link right there so you guys can see it again. So once again, this is everything you're going to get. You're going to get the Cyber Group room, 3 daily market meetings, a morning and afternoon watch list, a personal education advisor, and a weekly live Q&A. Okay, now I can answer some questions that you might have. I was around 1987. And I was short, paid for my kids' college, Milton. There you go. Good for you. There's one other Milton that I know, and he was one of the guys back then. I don't know if that was you. All right, a couple of more shout outs that I have right here. Let me just show it to you guys so you can see it. These older people are registering right now. Just got yours. Dwayne, got your registration. Who else we got? Evelyn, got your registration. Lee, got your registration. Okay, you can see them all registering right now. You can't see the credit card numbers, so don't worry about it. Just want to show you that people are registering. I got your registration here going through. Just make sure you fill out that questionnaire. All right. And then also, listen, I'll just let you know, I can't talk to everybody. All right. So the reason why I set it at 20, because there's only so many time I have to spend a week to get through everybody. But if you can't get to me, and if it sells out, you'll still talk to an education advisor, an instructor, and he'll be able to work with you and interview you also. Let me see. Savan has a question. What are the times should we be ready to start in the morning? So I want you to see, a lot of people don't realize this, but we do most of our trading in the pre-market. So try to get in there like around 8 o'clock in the morning, but you got to do your walkthrough first. So don't worry about it. Stock market's not going out of business. So don't worry. When you and I die, you'll still be there. There'll be another catastrophe, somewhere down the road. So don't worry about it. Do your walkthrough. Let them teach you the lingo so you could get the most value out of your trial. Dennis, well worth it. I've learned so much. I try to put that in there. Thanks a lot, Dennis. Joe has a question. Fausto, can I use total view for S&P futures, oil futures, the day trading? Joe, we do trade those in there. They work better off on level 4, but you can. But the thing is this, why do you want to trade those? There's so much. Are you here to make money, or you just want to trade the S&P future? You could trade that, absolutely, but there are other stocks that will give you less risk but more reward. Remember, you're here to make money, and that's it. Okay. Gloria, yes, but you know what? If you can't make the morning, you can always trade the afternoon. There's really 2 time slots. So I guess for you if you came in and trade the last hour from 3 o'clock to 4 o'clock, what is that, like lunchtime for you, I guess? Yep. Any other questions before we get started? A couple other people just want to see coming in right now. What I got right here. Alan got yours. Kyle just got your registration. Alicia got your registration from Chicago. Very good. Well, a lot of people from Canada. By the way, if you're from Canada, I would say maybe over 10% of traders are all there in Canada. I've been to Canada so many years, all the years. I've been all over. COVID, obviously, till the border opens up. I'm looking forward to go back. I should be in Toronto again back in September. So hopefully you're a student by then. We'll get a chance to meet. Still using oh, Dean, thank you very much. You want to share that? Dean, just throwing out a little shout out. Dean says, Fausto, I did your training a few years ago. Still using your teachings, also using level 3 from Nasdaq. All right, way to go. Thanks a lot, Dean. Good to see you. Good to see you back. I'm glad you're still doing it. And let me tell you, there's a lot of instructors out there that are my students. And my students start their own schools. So maybe start their own rooms. Eventually, you're going to outgrow CTU. We don't hold anyone hostage. We want you to go out there so you can teach other people. But you got to understand the basics. All right. Let me see. Curtis May, we just got your registration. Welcome aboard. All right. Any other questions, fellow traders, until we go? Running out of time here. All right. So listen. Thing I want to let everybody know. If you feel like you're not ready and you don't want to continue, listen, I'm not going to get insulted. It's your money, okay? $9 is like an expensive cup of coffee at Starbucks, and you see it's going to probably be a gallon of gas now. Why not take that $9, make it an investment, come in the trading room, and let me show you what you're going to get. And you know what? If it doesn't work out, I'll give you your $9 back. Believe me, I don't need your $9. Okay. I am looking for traders that have a passion, that are sick and tired of losing, or maybe they took so many courses with other people and still didn't find that right guru out there. And you know what? Maybe this is it. But I just want to tell everyone before we go, if you think you're going to go out there and try to do it on your own, trading is a 90% failure rate. It's not worth it. Don't be ignorant. Everybody here has to learn from not one, but you might have to take courses with several different traders. Because you know what? They might not be your style. Maybe you don't like the way they look or the way they sound. I don't know what it may be. But you're not going to be able to think you're going to read out of a book or watch a couple of videos on YouTube or come to some of these free webinars. All right. I showed you how market makers trade. I showed you why we've been endorsed to have a great record, a 5-star rating on Google, okay, and have a A+ rating at the Better Business Bureau. We care about our reputation. I don't need to ruin it. You be the next person to do it. So I'm going to tell you point blank. I'm going to be honest with you. You might not like it. I'm a little brash, but I guess that's the New York in me, the Italian in me. That's how I was raised. But I hate seeing people lose money. So please do it right or don't do it at all. You got one chance. Take that $9, get in that trading room. Let's see if it's for you. And if it's not, that's okay. Go back to your day job. No one's going to make fun of you. But don't think you're going to go out there and try to compete with these people and thinking that you're smarter than them because you got something coming to you and it's not worth it. You got the link up there. Thank you very much. One last thing regarding about options. We do trade options. We do trade cryptocurrency. We got a cryptocurrency class coming out. We're going to talk about that too. You could do futures with level 4. Listen, it's endless. It's endless. I can go on and on and on, but I'm out of time. But you're not out of time because you got a week to see all about what I'm talking about. Thanks for watching, everybody. This is being recorded. You can go back and review it again, and hopefully we'll see you all in class. And if not, we'll see you in future ones. Happy trading, everyone. Be safe. Okay. Thanks for coming.